Hello guys, right now I'm going to talk to you about hierarchies. With hierarchies, as you can see, this is the icon with Tableau that represents hierarchies or hierarchical format with an above and below structure, meaning that there would be like a parent and a child kind of logic to it. So when a hierarchy exists in your data, you can see how fields relate to one another in tiers or layers that view the structure of such inherited logic in this data. So for you to access the data in the shelf and within the visualization, hierarchy preserves the disordering and creates a drilling capability. So when we say drill down or drill backward or drill forward, for example, if you guys remember with the date, when I had that little plus sign on the left, to the right, I think, to the right of the, sorry, to the right of the pill or the capsule, the data capsule here, we had the plus sign and the negative sign of the date field, and we were when we clicked on that plus sign, we are actually moving forward in the data. When we click on the negative, we are moving backward, meaning we're drilling in or drilling out in the data. So this can be used over and over again. So an example would be a country and then a state in a field with a hierarchy as indicated by the hierarchy icon in the data pane. As you can see here, we have country, state, then we have a hierarchy, so we have a country and then a state. The order is important, lovely people. So over here, when the country is on top, this means it's on the top of the hierarchy. Then drill down, when you add the plus sign, then you get the state. Then if you click on the state, you get the city, for example. Then you get the postal code and so on. So the data hierarchies have an order to it. So most commonly used data hierarchies are used for dates. And with date, we have the hierarchy of year, quarter, month, day, and time. Sometimes if we have time. So this is the date and time icon, guys. So it has a little bit of a little clock here on the side. And this is only a date. So any type of data that can be organized in a hierarchy with a logical order in this manner where we have a higher level, a lower level, and it will be collapsed or expanded like drilling in or out of the data, then this we call it a hierarchy. So how do we create a hierarchy? This is very important. There are so many different ways of creating a hierarchy. First way is exactly the same with the group. But if you remember, when we created a group, please remember these things. These things come in the certification examination. When you right click here on the data, on a field in the data pane, what happens is you go all the way down and create. So you go to create, and with create you can create a group, a set, and so on. But with hierarchies, you have to go to a hierarchy, and then from there you can create a hierarchy. All right, so this is quite interesting. You might, like me, forget that or think that it is maybe under create a group, create a set, create a hierarchy, but it's not. Let's take a look. For example, here we have the let me delete this group, I don't need it. Where delete? Okay, so we have the country. I think this is a different data set than the data set that I'm using here. I think the data set that I need to use is the word to the superstore. Okay, so this is a container that I'm using. Okay, but I think there's another data set that I would like to take you to, which is the world indicators. So with the world indicators, here the data is in fact organized in the data pane based on folders. So you can group by folders or group by, for example, by data source if you want. So this over here I can see that I have more measures than dimensions, and I thought I have the country and the region separate, but they are actually together. Okay, I see. I thought that they are separate and I can put them in a hierarchy together, but seems like this I was mistaken, but in any case, let's take a look at our previous Superstore data. Let me get rid of that. And let's create a hierarchy, lovely people, from here. So we have the region, and then we have the state as well. So this could be a nice hierarchy, wouldn't it be? Let's take a look. Here's the state, and then here's the region. Okay. Okay, now it's working. So we have central, east, south, west. So actually region comes first and then the state. So as a hierarchy, so this is the order of the data, right? Because we have, this is the east, this is the south in red, and this is okay. All right, so and this is the west and this is the south. So let's create based on this, let's create a hierarchy. So let's begin with a clear mind. So we have a region, so I will select the region first because the region comes first, and then I will take the state second. So the order does matter, and then I'll go ahead and go to hierarchy and create a hierarchy and call it a region state hierarchy. So over here we have a region state hierarchy. In fact, I think this is the data set that I'm using here. It's the same, yeah, region data, region, and did I use it here? Yeah, a country state. Sokka, this is why I was a bit, even though it's a Superstore data, or no, it's just a Speechman. Sokka, it's a different data set, guys. All right, in any case, here is the region and state. Let's say that I mistaken the order, so I can actually reorder. Wait a minute, something happened. I took it out. So I can reorder if you want. If you made a mistake, you can reorder the levels or the tiers accordingly. Just to drag and drop. Or you can just go here and no, you cannot edit, you see? You cannot edit the hierarchy. There is no edit hierarchy dialog box. You can just drag and drop up. Okay, so now this is a hierarchy. If I drop it in here, I can see the region, and I should see the state. Okay, so now I can see the state by collapsing this like this. Do you see? So now region state, region state. Do you see what happens? Good. All right, so now that we have the hierarchy, we created a hierarchy. We can head to the database, start the upper, okay, so I give the hierarchy a name, put it in order. You can drag and drop. You could hold down the control key and select, okay. So you could also create a hierarchy. For example, I can drag postal code, for example, and throw it there. So I added here an extra measure. So adding an extra measure, I would be presented with the plus sign here, so I can add the corresponding postal codes. Let's delete this. Let's delete it for now. Okay, remove the hierarchy. And now let me create the hierarchy all over again in a different manner. I can, what was that? I forgot. What was the last thing I needed to do? Hold down the control key and select multiple fields to drag them into the hierarchy. I think I've done that. So yeah, I thought that I needed to do it in a different manner. So this is the only way that we do it. So you can either start the hierarchy, guys, with one field, which is, for example, here the region. So I start the hierarchy. You cannot create a hierarchy. You can create a hierarchy with one field and call it the region hierarchy, and then add state to it if you want. Also add postal code to it by dragging and dropping. Or you can do as I did earlier. What I did earlier is I basically selected multiple fields together, and then I created the hierarchy. Yep. And then make sure that your region, for example, here region, state, and postal code, this is the order that I would like my hierarchy to be. Wait a minute. because there are three of them, the three of them were selected together. So now I can drag and drop to reorder. Okay, so now this is done. I think I will see you in the next video for this exercise, and please check your exercise on Moodle. I will show you how to do it. If there are any files that you need to get, I will show you in the next video how to get the file on Moodle. So I'll see you in the next video.